Well, I think he has a very tight hamstring. I think we should not risk him. That injury has been around for him for the last few matches. Anyway, I think we have a poor first half. By our standards, I think we are lucky to come away with just 1 goal down. This is a cup. Second half, we got to get at them now. We got to get the goals if we want to move on. But we got to be very careful because Tampines is very quick on the counter. I think they expose us a lot in the first half. We got to be very tight at the back, but we got to push forward and score the goals that matters. I think I'm quite confident that we can get something out from the game, whether in 90 minutes or maybe extra time. But I think it's a good game of football tonight. I think maybe the better team wins. I hope we will win.
Yes, Colonel. Thank you very much. It's a very entertaining game. Good luck in the second half. Well, it is going to be a very entertaining second half. It's sudden death. It's do or die now for SAF. They have to start chasing this game. Let's go back to Shazad Haque now for the second half.
Well, thanks very much, PJ. And confirmation there, of course, that Ahmad Latif was taken off because of an injury, as suspected, not a tactical decision. It is a big blow, of course, to the SAFFC side. And they will have to regroup and re-strategize. And of course, we do know there's a strong rivalry between these two teams. They have tried to play as close to their full sides for tonight as possible. Don't forget, Noor Alam Shah hasn't even come on the pitch yet. So there's still firepower to come from Tampines should they need it. And, well, Richard Bock had said it's always a passionate affair when these two sides meet. He thought it could be a cautious game or an open one. It just depends on how both teams have chosen to play. They've chosen to play a very open style tonight. Daniel Bennett. Good looking ball. No one attacking it. Well, there will be the first change, and look at it. It's the one that everyone from Tampines Rovers wants to see. Noor Alam Shah is replacing the ineffective Chuli. So just when they replace one Singapore international, they bring on another. And I think everyone's looking forward to seeing how he performs tonight. Up against the likes of Daniel Bennett. Between DPMM and Geylang. And then, of course, Home United and Gombak fought out a 5-goal thriller. There's Noor Alam Shah. And the first thing he does is get into a tussle with Daniel Bennett and a yellow card. Well, I don't think I have to say much more on that. Well, there's no doubting that that was a foul. And what I'm surprised about is that referee Arvind hasn't pulled out a card in a while over a number of other tackles. He chooses that occasion. Well, Noor Alam Shah's got to be careful. Another foul. Little wry smile from the striker. Well, if you know much about Singapore football, you'll know why. Well, he's certainly putting himself about, Noor Alam Shah. Had a good game against Geylang with an assist and a goal. Just given this game an extra dimension now. Well, a little bit of afters here between Park and Benoit. Game heating up. Shaiful to take this free kick. Don't forget, he's scored very recently against Albirex. Flicked on, it's gone in! They've scored the goal, and who got the last touch? It is Shaiful. Well, you often hear about the commentator's curse. Well, for once it may have come true. I don't think anyone got ahead to that, and it squirmed past that entire sea of bodies. And just like he'd done in the previous game, he managed to score as well in a similar fashion. So a fortuitous equaliser for Singapore Armed Forces. Pretty much against the run of play. Well, grandstand finish perhaps now. 20 odd minutes to go. I think they go wide here. This is the last chance of making the goal, and it is the winner, Noel Shah. What a story we have here. Cupping his ears to the boos that he's been receiving from the crowd. But it's offside. He doesn't know it yet. It was offside. Dramatic stuff here. And I'm sure he's breathing a sigh of relief. Well, that would have been quite a story. Well, that was not offside, I'm afraid. That was a poor call. He was onside, and he's been denied what would have been the winner of this game. Richard Bock telling his charges, keep concentrating. Well, that's a huge let-off for Singapore Armed Forces Football Club. And at the end of the 90 minutes, the deadlock has not been broken. Just to remind you, of course, that thanks to Shaiful Esah, they got that goal in the 69th minute after Seiji Kaneko's blast in the 11th. But after 90 minutes, it's Tampines Rovers 1, Singapore Armed Forces 1. We're going to take a short break and be back with extra time. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Jalan Besar Stadium. It is a full time of 90 minutes. We are going to move into extra time. Tampines Rovers and Singapore Armed Forces. It is 1 goal apiece. Seiji Kaneko getting on the goal sheet, obviously for Tampines early on, and that was ruled out by Shaiful Esah. Let's have a look back at the full 90 minutes of highlights.
Well, it was a very, very intriguing game indeed. Started off with this wonderful goal by Seiji Kaneko. 1-0. In the 11th minute, and very little that could be done by the goalkeeper Shahrul Jantan. Took this ever so well, didn't he? Real power in that shot. Well, at that point it was all about Tampines Rovers as they ruled the roost with a host of chances and really should have put this game to bed in that first half. Great shot from Alif, and then an acrobatic rebound from Mohamed Ridwan, which was well wide in the end. They had so many chances, they could have made it a 3 or 4-0. Here's Alif again with a good ball to the box, and Chu Lee with a shocking miss. Well, he didn't last too much longer in that game. This was the best chance of the half for Alexander Duric, coming off the knee of Benoit Poisson, hitting the post. Well, otherwise, it was all about Tampines Rovers in that first period. Here was another opportunity for them. Just going past the boot of Benoit Poisson. And into the second half, a slightly more composed SAFFC. Shaiful here with this free kick that didn't seem to touch anyone else. His second free kick goal in as many matches. He'll definitely claim the plaudits for that one. The SAF began to assert themselves, and here we go, the final chance of the game. Well, just before that, what a miss here by Ridwan. Surely a simple finish from him. Noel Shah doing ever so well to get that ball across the box. Alif and Suti combining so well throughout this game. Noel Shah missing that chance.